What we have here is a 1961 Porsche 356 1600 Super, and which I've just acquired, and when I saw it, it was actually dark, so I couldn't take a video of it then, and now it's been delivered to the container yard here, and it's going to go in a container in the next few minutes. And so just a quick walk around the car. The gentleman I bought it off had it for 17 years, and he told me he had the engine reconditioned about 5 years ago, and I do notice the engine does drip a little bit of oil, but that is probably only a gasket issue, or maybe even a tighten up issue, because the reason he sold it is he said, I've had it for 17 years, and in the since the engine was reconditioned, well, that's what he tells me anyway, it has probably only done 1200 miles or so, so he probably never had the engine retightened and stuff. It is a very, very sound car, I think. This gentleman here got it from Victoria, and unfortunately he doesn't know much about the previous history of it, but maybe one can find that out through the Victorian Porsche Club. Anyway, he had it 17 years and it came from Victoria, and Victoria is a very, very good area because they have reasonably low humidity, nice weather down there, and so from what I could see, it's a very, very sound car. But yeah, anybody can make his own judgment on that one. He had it repainted, bare metal repainted, he said a couple of years ago, because the paint was getting a bit tired. According to the Porsche register, it is an original right-hand drive car, which is very rare. Supposedly of the about 78,000 356s that were made all up, I think what, from 58 or beginning of 59 until 65, wasn't it? And 78 were made, and they reckon that only 2,500 of them, of all the ones that were built, were right-hand drive. So it is a pretty rare example of that breed. Yeah, he had it. As I said, he had it repainted, and the paint is nice. Not 100%, but it is quite nice. I've noticed. The sun is so I can hardly see where I'm pointing. Here, it had a few touch-ups here. The mirror is in the car. It just broke the mirror part of it, the glass part of it, so we'll get that redone. That's no drama. Other than that, the chrome is good too. I mean, I haven't polished it, and it may polish up, but then again it may not. Right, the interior has obviously also been redone. We'll look at it in a moment, and somebody's put some headrests on there, which are not quite original, I wouldn't think. The VIN number is the serial number of the car, and it's 113486, and the engine number there reads P, but 608372. It's even still registered until March next year. Right, okay, look, there's some muck here. This is just bird shit from when it was transported down. Right, obviously the seats have been redone at some stage as well. There's some bits and pieces and parts in the back here. I don't think there's all that much there. That's also nice and tidy. I have driven the car, and it drives very nicely. I mean, obviously a 356 Porsche with 1600cc is not a Ferrari or an Aston Martin, but oh, here's the mirror part of it. But it does drive nice, and I've driven a few of them. Hood lining again tidy without being absolutely immaculate. Hope you can see that bit there. Right, okay. And one thing, the door's shut beautifully. They've probably never been off. Right, have a look in the engine bay here. Everything's neat and tidy. He had, when the engine, or after the engine was done, he also had the carburetors overhauled, he told me. And it's got sort of a remote oil filter arrangement there somewhere, which I wasn't quite sure what he was talking about there, to be honest. Right, so that's nice and tidy as well. And if we try and have a look in the wheel arches here, it's well, there's undercoat on there, or what you call this, but it's definitely been there for decades. It's not just been thrown on there and to hide any rust. And I've looked in all the wheel arches and I looked under it, and I think it is genuinely a pretty sound car. Right, right, while we had the issue of the door, I was looking for the bonnet catch, but it's on the other side, of course. Also, that door here shuts absolutely beautifully. And okay, have a look under there. Yeah, this is another thing, the bonnet catch and the boot catch, they work a treat. How does that work? Right, when I was saying they work a treat, I didn't quite know how this worked, but you pull the catch and you know, the lids pop open. No hesitation and no nothing. Is the original jack. The car is on brand new tyres, 165 SR15s. They're Michelin's. Well, another bonus. Well, these ones here are the spare one is a Michelin, and the four here are all brand new or as good as new Continentals. Here we go. Right, so 5 new tyres, nice clean petrol tank. I looked under the mat there and that all looks kosher. So I think we have a pretty nice original right-hand drive example here. Yeah, what I will do, I'll just start it up. Right, here are the instruments. They're all there and they all work. Right, okay, it's still on the original 6-volt system. So if the battery's not 100%, it just makes it a bit harder, but we'll see what happens. It started first pop when I started it before. Here we go. Oh, that's lovely. Well, as I said, it hasn't been used much, so it might need the plugs cleaning, but it's still pretty good. Right, okay, well, turn it off, shut the door. Shut the bootlet. Right, last glance at it before it goes in the box.